Hey, GW coming to you live once again. Hey, listen, I want to talk about something, and normally I wouldn't come on here on a weekday, but it is Monday, and it's the Monday before Veterans Day, and I've been on YouTube just checking out videos, this and that and the other thing, right? And every time I get into my YouTube feed, there's a video about Halloween Kills and a scene that people find offensive, and I'd just like to talk about that for a little bit. If you guys don't know exactly, light in my eyes. If you guys don't know exactly what is going on, let me enlighten you guys as to what is going on. If you've seen the movie, and judging by the numbers at the box office, as well as, word of mouth, the movie has done incredibly well. I mean, everybody's on the edge of their seat waiting for the third part, Halloween Ends, which is going to happen next year. And the scene that I'm talking about in question is the fact that right at the beginning of the movie on Halloween Kills, if you guys remember Halloween, the David Gordon Green, Danny McBride 2018 movie, basically at the end of that film, without giving too much away, Laurie Strode locks Michael in the basement and basically sets the house on fire. The house gets set on fire, and there's really no way for Michael to get out. So when Halloween Kills continues, the story, it picks up minutes, and I mean exactly minutes after Halloween, concludes with Laurie in an ambulance running down the street. They're going to the hospital. Fire trucks are headed back to the scene of Laurie's apartment or fort or whatever you'd like to call it. And the scene in question is the firemen get there, and they knock down the door and inadvertently free Michael Myers. So people are upset because the firemen break down the door, inadvertently giving Michael a way out. And people are upset because Michael then proceeds to murder the firemen. People want that scene pulled from the movie. Well, if you saw the movie, logically, it makes sense for Michael to get out, because here's the thing that people don't understand. From a movie point of view, if you would have left Michael burn in that basement, there would be no sequel. You understand what I'm saying? Logically, it wouldn't work. People want that scene pulled out because apparently there has been real instances of people setting fire to buildings, luring firemen down there, and killing them. I don't know exactly where or when, but apparently there was a few incidents like that, and because of that, they want that scene pulled from the movie. Well, again, if you pull that scene out of the movie, technically you have no Halloween Kills, because what happens after that scene, without giving a lot of specific details away, is the fact that, okay, Michael's freed, he murders all these firemen, and then gets the whole town's attention because the incident becomes now on the news. Thus, you have a mob sort of narrative where now the whole town is upset that these firemen are killed, so they're going to go after Michael Myers. If you take that scene out of that film, you might as well shut the book on that film. Now, I know, and I don't condone anybody getting killed or murdered. I know that there's going to be sickos in this world that have probably, like I said, lured firemen to their death. And I know there's people that have lured or have killed cops. And I know there's people that killed nurses. And I know there's people that killed all kinds of people in this world. The thing is, though, this is a movie. This does not reflect real life. This is a story. It's a make-believe story, okay? And I think, people have a right to voice their opinion. And I get why they want the scene pulled, because somebody can take an idea from that and go, you know what, I want to do that. But at the same time, smart people who watch horror films and there's a lot of us out there, we do not act on because a movie shows us something, we do not go out and do it. We enjoy it. We like being scared. We like being thrilled. We like being disgusted. You go to a comedy movie, you like to laugh. You're not going to necessarily repeat every joke you heard in the movie, but you enjoy the film. And there's been a few petitions, one trying to cancel the scene in the movie, in which I don't think it's going to go very far. On the other hand, there is a petition to stop the petition because the counter petition to the, I know this is a little confusing, the petition to pull that scene out of the film, the counter petition says, look, if you're going to pull stuff out of this movie, why don't you go back to the beginning of time when horror films were made, or murder films, or mystery movies for that matter. And okay, they kill a nurse in there, let's take that scene out. They kill a doctor, let's take that scene out. The idea being that you would have no film if you started pulling things from movies. And, you know, like I said, I don't condone, you know, anybody getting killed. But I think the whole thing is dumb because the whole idea of the movie is the fact that, yes, Michael did this unspeakable thing, and now the whole town is after him. But without that scene or something like it, say they took that fireman scene right out of the film, okay? There would have to be something that would set off the entire town. And I know people right now are going, you know what, Greg? Michael didn't have to kill all these firemen. He could have just fell through a burning wall and that would have been it. Yeah, that would have been great. And there's probably, you could have done that, but the idea of the fact that he would have to commit something so atrocious that the whole town would get involved in wanting him dead. You know, so killing, say he killed, I don't know, a gas station attendant. That wouldn't do it. You would have to murder somebody in a bar in the film, or a whole bar full of people. It would have to be something catastrophic to enrage the people of Haddonfield, Illinois. And I think the whole debate is stupid because, again, you're looking at it and you're going, it's a movie. You know, if we put up walls at everything we find objectionable, we would have maybe 5 minutes of television a night. And then, you know what? Somebody would get offended by that. So, you know, I don't think the petitions are going to go anywhere. I think the fans stand behind the movie, even though its reviews were not that great. I saw it whenever it premiered on Peacock. And it's one of those movies that, yes, it's good. Yes, I'll probably buy it on 4K, but it wasn't worth going to the theater to see it. You know, it was one of those in the middle of the road type films. So, I don't know what good the petitions are going to do. I know that the movie companies have said they are not taking that scene out. David Gordon Green has said he's not going to alter the film. He did mention, though, in an interview that probably on the Blu-ray or 4K cut, there will be an alternate opening as well as an alternate ending. Now, if you haven't seen the movie, it's a little confusing because for the first, I don't know, 20, 25 minutes maybe, it jumps back to 78 till present day when the film shot. And it's a little confusing to follow. And it does take alternate takes. And the one thing that is pretty cool, as I mentioned before, they were able to bring back Donald Pleasence for a couple of minutes of screen time. And I thought that was a real cool deal for the fans, you know, of the Halloween series. But as far as taking that scene out, if you take it out, bottom line, you would have no Halloween Kills. Or you would have to do something extraordinary. Now, I understand you could rewrite the screenplay and you could shoot it another way. I do get that. But that scene was in that film for a very good reason. I don't condone what that scene contained. I don't like seeing, people just get innocent, murdered for no good reason. But for the film, I think you needed a fuse to light a powder keg for this town so that basically, like I said, once you put that on screen and you get a feeling you hate what he did so much, yes, you want him dead. That was the whole point of the movie. It was not to just throw it out there so some copycat down the street could do that. And I think that's what a lot of people are not understanding. And the scene works. It made for a very good emotionally charged film. And what's interesting? People do bash that scene, but that film, as well as many others lately, have had very graphic violence in them. And you don't see anybody, protesting the fact that, oh, he got a pitchfork through the head, or he got decapitated like a machete, with the machete. You don't hear about that. You hear about one scene and it wouldn't even have made any petitions, but the fact that these characters were firefighters. And I want to make another point too. The people that played the firefighters in the film had to have read the script. So if you read the script and you know you're going to get murdered, they still signed up to play the firemen. So I don't see a problem. And I know David Gordon Green, who directed the thing, he didn't see a problem in it. And the actors, well, I just said they didn't see a problem with it. So my point is if everybody involved did not see an issue with this, then why are we throwing up petitions? Why are people going crazy? And I don't understand. I don't understand. But again, it's not my voice, but for the film, it does work, That brings me to one other point here, guys, and I know I've been going on for about 12 or so minutes, is that on Halloween morning, I got up and I watched 2000 Maniacs from 1963. And if you guys have not seen this film, it was widely regarded as the most successful gore, quote-unquote, movie of the time because it was done by Herschel Gordon Lewis, and you might know him from another film called Blood Feast, which was a ridiculous film. This one was a little mainstream, and it was about a group of tourists who end up in this small southern town who are graphically taken out, murdered ruthlessly because Southerners are celebrating a bicentennial. And when you go back and you realize the film was done in 64, you watch it and you're like, okay, how did this thing pass the censor board? Because there is, I don't want to say graphic violence. It's more implied, but the after effect of the murders is probably pretty grisly for the time frame, although I'll give you guys a little hint. It's just red paint. But you guys can check that movie out, and it makes you wonder, how a movie like that didn't get cut up by the MPAA. It's clearly not rated. So definitely check that out, or check the trailer out. It's corny, it's campy, it's gory. And in some parts, it's downright dumb, but it's downright entertaining at the same time. And it makes you think twice about driving across the southern region of the United States, because what you see might not be there. Now, I'm not going to give anything away with that statement, but you guys check it out. But anyway, that was my take on Halloween Kills. And again, no one has to have my opinion. I just think that it's stupid that people want things removed from movies, and I get it. I understand why people do, but at the same time, if you take it out, then really you have no film, or you would have to make an alternate film, and that would be crazy. In the meantime, some other good news, that Dexter New Blood premiered not too long ago. And I got to tell you guys, I've been waiting a long time. So's the cat. I've been waiting a long time to see Dexter. So we're going to just jump on in and watch it. I might review it here in a little while for you guys. But I just want to say thank you for your time. And I am sorry that I haven't been rocking videos as much as I did promise you guys. Life keeps you hopping, man. And sometimes you don't get to do the things that you'd like to do. So I just happen to have a few minutes. I figured I'd school you on that in case you guys didn't know about that. But hope you liked the video. There's more to come.